From where we stand today as a global civilization, creating a world that works is a complex and complicated undertaking. Even coming up with a picture of what that world would look like in the most basic and practical terms can be challenging. When I speak of a world that works, I do not mean to imply a perfect world. Our civilization is made of billions of individuals, each of whom is on his or her own learning path at times. From that path, the learning curve gets pretty steep, both for individuals and for the collective. In a world that works, we acknowledge the challenges that come with learning, growth, and development, and we stand committed to work with one another instead of against one another. In a world that works, people actually talk with one another, and perhaps even more importantly, they listen to each other. There is open communication between cultures, governments, and businesses. There's a willingness to hear and consider different ideas, different approaches, different value systems, and different ways of thinking. And there is an understanding that no one has the whole truth. Seeing the entire picture of a particular issue requires, at all times, seeing the perspectives of everyone involved. In those dialogues, sometimes it's easy to find the common goal and a path that everyone can agree on. In a world that works, there's a common understanding that everything is connected and that therefore everything impacts everything else. The well-being of one is ultimately dependent on the well-being of all. Therefore, there is a shared commitment to finding the path where everyone is served, where everyone gets something. There are no choices or decisions made to serve one at the expense of others. In a world that works, people are willing to think and feel. They are willing to feel both pain and joy in themselves and others. They take personal, business, and government integrity seriously and accept responsibility for all their actions and choices, both those that turned out well and those that they regret. They are willing to recognize which choices and actions served a greater good and which ones served only a select few. And as they go forward, to respond with choices that will serve every single stakeholder. In a world that works, there's also a common understanding that everything will not change overnight. In fact, some changes may take many, many years, even many generations to be accomplished. Just consider the beautiful cathedrals of Europe or many of the ancient temples and sanctuaries of the world. Many of them took more than 100 years to build. Those who were part of the project at the beginning of construction did not expect to see the completed building. In order to do this work, we need to learn to think beyond intellectual processes, to return to the realm of the larger intuitive mind. The intellect is just one small part of our much more expansive intuitive mind. However, it is through the intellect that concepts are applied to daily living. The phrase, "oh, you need to get out of your head," implies that you should stop thinking with the intellect. Yet doing so, I believe, undermines the process of understanding and integrating new concepts into your life. Therefore, the invitation is for you to expand beyond the intellect, not leave it behind. I invite you to think intuitively. Your intellect can then still be very present within your newly expanded awareness, as the connection between the awareness and your daily life. I also invite you to take intuitive thinking a step further by consciously expanding beyond who you know yourself to be, beyond the knowledge and understanding you have, and beyond the structures that create and support your life. Again, I'm not saying to toss them out, simply expand beyond your present relationship to them. The future belongs to those who are creative, innovative, and original, and at the same time have the ability to walk away from their creations when they have become obsolete, forging ahead simply into the next new creation. Expand beyond what you have, what you created, and what you've been taught. And finally, I'm inviting you to become a co-explorer of any of these ideas and concepts.